Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another weekly crypto market update. As always, I'm here back with Zero Cool. So it's been 3 weeks that we saw each other. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. A little sore from the gym, but I think that's okay.
It's good. That's a good sign. That means that you're training and building muscle.
Yes.
So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about alt season and altcoins because I just made a video yesterday. I don't know if you saw it already, Zero Cool.
I saw it. It's a very good, very informative video. It's almost time to blast, is what I'm hearing.
We'll talk about it today a little bit more. So Zero Cool will do more about technical analysis on altcoins, and I do a little bit, talk a little bit about my video from yesterday. But to be honest, it's best that you just watch it for yourself and to get the whole picture. We're also going to do a little bit of macro because that's what we all do. That's what the market is based on at the moment. And
Unfortunately.
So before we go on, what I want to do is we had a question yesterday in our Discord from Chris, and he was asking, where is it? If you go to your channel, he was asking why that we saw the market pump these last few days, and you answered on this. Maybe if we can elaborate a little bit more on this, why the market pumped. So I can go over to your screen if you want.
Yes. So the question was basically, what's up with the price action? It seems to be up only. TA doesn't really seem to apply. It's like not going to liquidity. It's just blasting, going up. And my answer was, I think it's a combination of Michael Saylor. Blasting is part of his $7.5 billion that he raised a couple of weeks/months ago. So on the 21st, so that was Monday, I think, he announced another 6,000 Bitcoin. Then you have GME, GameStop, who announced $1.4 billion in convertible note offerings, same playbook as Michael Saylor. They said they raised 1.48 billion on the 1st of April. So I believe that's what we're seeing now. They haven't announced that they bought yet. I assume they will next week. That's part of the up only. And then there was 21 Company, which is a new company funded by Fitzgerald, Tether, SoftBank. I think Bitfinex is also part of it. And they're also doing the part of the Michael Saylor playbook, and they raised 42,000 Bitcoin, which is around $3 billion. So I think just a combo of that alone is why TA seems a little bit whack, and it's not going to liquidity, it's going up only. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it depends on your trader, right? So a seasoned trader will always like fade the first leg, which was like from 82 to 88. And then it went to 94, and it's puttering around there. So that's for, and we also had positive inflows on the ETFs the last couple of days. So throw those four combined, and that's why I think we went up only from like, what was it, 78 to 94,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost 30% from the bottom that Bitcoin went upwards.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, I can show you why I think. On top of what you're saying, which is absolutely true and the reason, but I'm gonna say a couple of more reasons why I think Bitcoin moved up as well. So let's go back to my screen. So first of all, just let's look at the crypto fear greed index. And the thing is always, when we see extreme fear, that's mostly a sign that the market will bottom out. Extreme fear doesn't last for a couple of weeks or months. Most likely that's the bottom, and then we usually see a relief rally. Now the relief rally is a bit more than we expected, but you can expect always a little bit of relief. And I think this has to play a part. This played the part as well. Why did we see the relief? Well, a couple of reasons as well is, and I think there is news coming out day after day that Trump and the US, they want to stop the war in Ukraine, and day after day we see some news coming out that the war might be getting over. So I think talks about this is helping the market go up. So I think this was yesterday. Trump posted a post that a good day in talks and meetings with Russia and Ukraine. They are very close to a deal and the two sides should now meet. So I think, I don't know if Putin is there, but I saw a photo of Trump and Zelensky. I don't know if you saw that. I just posted in Discord. I don't even know if it's true. They're in like this big cathedral and they're sitting close to each other. Did you see the photo? Maybe I can.
I did not. I'll hop on the Discord and check.
I don't know in what channel I posted it. In geopolitics.
Geopolitics.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently they're like in a discussion like this. I don't know if it's AR or not. It looks real.
It kind of looks real.
Yeah.
Like the shadows and the light reflection on his shoes look pretty legit.
So we have that. I think this obviously helps the markets. Second, we have day after day the tariffs. We basically trade on the tariffs. And I think day after day there is some good news. Well, maybe not super great news, but not horrendous bad news, which we saw these last few weeks. So this was from today, actually. Well, probably the meeting was yesterday, and Treasury Scott Bessent, he said, very constructive talks with Minister of Finance of Japan. I was pleased to follow up on previous reciprocal trade discussions between the United States and Japan. So obviously this is good as well. The moment we start having deals about these reciprocal tariffs, this is obviously good for the markets. My third reason, and maybe this is even the biggest reason why the market went up, is because of the dollar. So the dollar is super weak at the moment. The DXY is plummeting, and this acts on the asset markets with a lag a little bit. And this is for me the key reason why Bitcoin and all the assets are moving upwards.
Yep. I do think we're due for a little relief on the dollar, though.
Yeah, I think it's bottoming out here as well. But, and this is also the reason why we see the move up in global liquidity, which is my fourth point why I think the market is going up. So global liquidity has been going up week after week. This is the 14th week, and we know there is a 13-week lag. I don't have to explain it to you guys. We see this week after week, it works. There's a 13-week lag, and it's moving upwards. So at the moment, global liquidity is sitting at $176 trillion. And so far this year, it has expanded by $5 trillion. Next up, my fifth reason, and it's playing out at the moment. I don't know if it will continue to play out like this, but it's the Nasdaq Bitcoin correlation that is not playing out. And what usually happens is when the Nasdaq goes below its 200-day moving average, we see a massive drop in Bitcoin as well, which we are not seeing at the moment. And that's why some analysts think, and I speak about this week after week here on the YouTube channel, that Bitcoin lags, so it's acting less Nasdaq, but more like gold. And that's why I say week after week, there is a lag between Bitcoin and gold, and the lag is 3 to 6 months. I have a good chart here. This is from Joe Consordi. He does it with a 100-day week lag, and I believe because gold is going up week after week, now we start to see Bitcoin going up and following gold a little bit, and maybe people start to realize that Bitcoin can and will be used as a monetary inflation hedge. So it's leading liquidity a little bit. So these are the 5 reasons why I think that we saw this relief rally in Bitcoin and that it's going so high.
Yeah, that's fair.
And basically with this, I conclude my macro part as well. So do you want to do some TA on Bitcoin first before we move into altcoins?
Yeah, I'll start with the S&P 500 though, because I think that's where we need to look. The bounce this week, I think, for Bitcoin was also led by equities going up, stocks basically. And I think either need to look at it as like, is it a dead cat bounce or is it a reversal, and are we going higher, right? We had this little gap here that we're starting to fill, and I think above the monthly open, when the monthly is ending soon, if you then put it on the monthly, it would be one hell of a candle, right? Like, look at this wick. Then if the monthly closes like this, my first reaction is, we're gonna fill part of this wick, absolutely. But not always historically. If you look at like wicks here, it's like up only. We did fill a little bit of the wick. So Yeah, the question remains for me: is it a dead cat bounce on the stocks, or is it just like a trend reversal? And is this the bottom we printed? And I think we'll know by somewhere mid next week into early May. Does it do this? Does it do that? I think that will indicate where Bitcoin is going, because like you said in your altcoin video, BTC 500 is real. Yeah. And you can just open, like if you open this on the 1 minute charts, when the stock market opens and you put a Bitcoin chart next to it, you can absolutely see the milliseconds the stock market opens, the algorithms kick in, and if this gaps down, so meaning it's opens at a lower price, you will see a drop in Bitcoin. If it gaps up, you'll see a spike in Bitcoin. And it's just algos who work in milliseconds instead of humans who work in hundreds of milliseconds or even seconds before, like, if this gaps up, you need to go to Binance or whatever you trade on, press buy. It takes you a couple of seconds. If you're like an advanced trader and you have like a Steam Deck with buttons where you can press one button to buy and one button to sell with a panic stop and a panic buy, stuff like that. It takes you less seconds, but still hundreds of milliseconds. And algos are just like microseconds, right? They buy data centers near the stock exchange to have the data feed, the speed of the data feed as soon as possible, so they can write algorithms on it. It's pretty insane and insanely costly. But that's how it works. Algos just kick in, and we're trading BTC 500 for the last weeks. And yeah, up or down, it's going to depend on the stock market. If this is a dead cat bounce, it's a good one. It should roll over in this gap. And I think we've charted this before. And that's the last thing I'm going to do. If you take the Fibonacci from top to bottom, 0.5, which co-aligns with this top, which is here. And we didn't touch it to the T, so maybe it revisits it.
Yeah, it's crazy. You predicted where the bottom would be from the S&P when we were still at the top a couple of months ago. You said, look at Fibonacci levels, and we almost went there. It's like a small percentage points from the bottom, and to be honest, very good. I didn't think we would have been that low, honestly.
Yeah, 4,800, exact same as here, right? Top to bottom, 50% retrace, and then so. And that's if we're thinking it's doing this, then we should be right here. And then either it rolls over like it started to do here, or it continues. And we should know within a week, 2 weeks, I think. But let's say we're bullish, and this goes up, and it's a trend reversal. Let's go to Bitcoin. Let's take a chart. We'll delete some stuff. We had a range here. Let's delete some lines. So that's a lot of lines. I should not be drawing on this. Push. Let's remove some stuff. Fixed range, volume, don't need that. We just need our triangles. There we go. So that was our range that we played with on the top here. And basically we slammed through it. We took out this high. And if we throw on a volume profile, where is my volume profile? I'm not awake yet. Volume profile. I can do it. Here we go. From the impulse all the way to here. And it's not going to work because we're in the crypto chart. To do it on this chart. The impulse all the way before the nuke. The point of control is a smack on 96 something. And I think that's the draw of we're going to. And I will go swing short here with a stop above here, 102.5-ish. And I will full portfolio swing with like 20% of the like times 5 or something with full portfolio swing there. And I'm short from the yearly open because I do think we're doing the 2022 fractal. I can quickly show it. I believe if I do this, yes. There we go. And then we need to zoom in a little bit, go to 2022. We're on 4 hours, we put it on daily. Wait, put it on yearly, 12 months. 2022, here. Yearly open. And then we zoom in a little bit. There we go. And I posted this in March, and I still think it is true. I think we are right here. We lost the yearly open. Over here, we lost the yearly open. We lost the yearly open, retested it, or retesting it. And if it rejects and starts closing below, we are going a hell of a lot deeper. There are some liquidation candles, FTXs in here, I believe November maybe. That was, or was that May? I don't even remember. Somewhere in here is FTX, so it probably won't go that low, but for me, this is a bearish retest of the yearly open, just as it was in 2022. And if it starts closing higher time frame candles below the yearly open, which is at 93,500-ish, I think, then I am going full short and I am aggro bear. For now, I still treat it as a bearish retest. And I am short from 93,500-ish, just about the yearly open.
So Rachel in chat is saying, Zero Cool, if you're that bearish, does that mean you sold your spot alts? Or your spot/alts?
I know I de-risked in January, I think I de-risked most of my alt bags. I haven't bought them back, but I have not sold more. And I think I really follow Jack in that with his altcoin video. We need more confirmation that the alt season is here and coming. And then it really doesn't matter where you buy. Sure, you didn't buy the Pico bottom, but if you can ride 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200% on an altcoin in spots, it is better than mistiming it and doing it for like 500, like being dragged down 50% first to then ride 100%, right? I'd rather ride 50% up only than 50 down and 100% up.
Yeah, well said.
So no, I have not rebought them yet. I'm waiting a little bit more indicators, like Jack mentioned in his video. You should really go watch it. It's very informative. The only thing I don't agree with is like the percentages he gives with to like which has weight to what. There's some I would give a lot more weight and some that I would give less weight. Yep. But to give or take every single indicator that we've looked at together, I think some of them we've discussed, or that he not like stole from me or borrowed from me, but stuff we talked about. It's like, oh, yeah, right, that's a good indicator. Let's include that.
Okay. If you're done with Bitcoin, we can go over some questions because there's still some questions in chat.
Let's go.
So one question from Rage Jedi. So that's a micro question from before, so I'm going to answer it. So if lower rates is Trump's main goal, then wouldn't higher rates, higher markets / removing tariffs go against that? And that's an absolute valid point. I don't live in Trump's brain, so I really don't know what he's thinking. I'm not in his advisory council, so I don't know what their whole economic plan is. I don't think anyone knows, because if we know, then the other countries know as well. So that's really not the plan. But what I'm thinking is, so I don't know if you saw my tariff video, but the most of the debt that they need to repay is in these 90 days. So most of it is the first half of 2025. So what I'm thinking is that they will keep the tariffs on and spook the markets a little bit until most of the debt is repaid. So like I said, the first half of the year, and then they will ease it down a little bit in the second half of the year when they need to repay just the rest. Because they also have to make sure that the market doesn't collapse, that something doesn't break, because that wouldn't be good for the US either. So I think at the moment that's what's happening.
Yep.
Then there were some other questions. So what we're going to do now is we're going over Let me show my screen again. So we're going over altcoins. If you guys have any altcoin requests for Zero Cool to do some TA on, you can put them in the chat. So I see there's already one from Juan. He's saying, what do you think of Sui? Bought it back at 0.74, still holding. So we're going to go over this in a little bit. So if you have any more altcoins, just put them in the chat or put them in Discord. I'm also going to take some from Discord from yesterday. So yeah, this was the cheat sheet that I have for my altcoin video from yesterday. Of course, we can debate the percentages, the weight I'm giving each criteria, because these are my views and this is my framework. Of course, this is not like exact theory. This is just how I view it, how I view the altcoins and what metric is the most important thing. But I think you have to, when you invest, not every metric has the same importance factor. And this is a thing that not everyone understands. Some things are just more important than other things when you make investment decisions. So I really urge everyone to use a model like this and base your investment decisions based on this. So this is how I did it. You don't have to copy it. You can copy it. I posted it in Discord. If you have any questions or if you want the URL to the link I used where you can find the data, just ask it in Discord as well. But yeah, maybe let's just go over the conclusion. And I think Zero Cool, you already said it very well. So you don't need to invest at the moment. You can just wait. And on what do you have to wait? So to me, the three most important leading indicators are, and I already said it yesterday on the video, wait on the breakdown on the Bitcoin's dominance chart. So at the moment, the trend is still upwards. There is even a cup and handle pointing towards 66%, which I think we're going there if nothing else changes. Of course, the end of quantitative tightening. So this is the second most important chart of alt season. And then, of course, Bitcoin needs to go above 120K and then we may see an alt season. So this is it for me. Let me just check the Discord of the coins from yesterday. So we had, or do you have anything else to say, Zero Cool?
Well, I'll start with some more Bitcoin, like lower time frame entries we can look for. But I think Jupe was on the list.
Yeah, we have Solana, Jupiter, and W. But yeah, I'll show you a screen.
I'll quickly add W. I've heard of the coin. I think I traded it way back when it came out. Maybe it was an airdrop. Maybe that's why I remember it. All right, let's start with Bitcoin. I want a lower time frame chart. Yes. Let's just delete. What I wanted to show lower time frame was RSI. So let's go. So price, and let's throw on volume as well. We have price making a slightly lower high on lower volume. So that's already an indicator that momentum is dying off. You can confirm that when you throw in your RSI, and you can see it's trending down, meaning there was less strength on this higher move up here, which is a bearish sign, as in momentum is dying and price is being pushed higher with less strength, less volume, meaning it is bound to roll over at one point. Can you have a third one and making it like a tree drive? Very possible. And then that would get into my 96.5 that I was looking at when it does this. And then it breaks down. That's also a possibility. But for me, it's all about this yearly open. Use a yearly open and we're going down. And then targets, right? Where do you short this at if you decide to, like, if it loses the yearly open? It's like, okay, let's enter. Where do you go? I think Monday high, like this block here, perfect. 89, maybe even started this impulse all the way down to 87 over here, I think is a nice target. And then these are some juicy lows with monthly open right beneath it. So a test of monthly open, most likely if we start to lose this. And below that, then we're really into, it's a game over for a while, because we then just nuked, 20% from up here, 15%. Below that, I honestly still think that it is a very good possibility if we get there. Not that we're going there straight from here. Your range here, that we go back into that range. And then 65, I think, was like the ultimate target I had. Below 65, I will be allocating into alts and Bitcoin. Remember that if we go up or down on a super fast way, it's always like in two moves. Don't buy here. Wait for the dust to settle. Let it settle first. If it reverses up, great, buy here. Don't buy here. Because the chance that it just nukes forward or continues nuking, or reverse if it bumps, same theory, right? Bump, consolidate a little bit up, and then straight up. Wait for the move to happen to join, instead of being the hero and front running the train or the spaceship, which way it is going, right? Yeah, that's Bitcoin. I'm waiting for more PA. On the top side, 102.6 above that, like a daily close, a weekly close above that, and I'm joining you to 120. Let's go over some alts.
Yeah, let's go. You can go ahead.
All right. Ethereum, a very good bounce. If we zoom out, it swept these lows. It swept this low. Very good bounce straight into the monthly open. I wouldn't want to be buying up here. I remember buying some around 16, I think. I got stopped out on that, rebought it, and sold when we cleared this high, honestly. I didn't expect the strength. Rejecting from the monthly open. I saw a very nice fractal from Rectproof. I got it open on Twitter here. Very good trader. I've mentioned him before. He did like a public $500 into several $100,000 all public on Twitter, 2017, I think. And he spotted this fractal. It's kind of what we're looking at for Bitcoin as well, where we sweep that key level and then reverse back under it. For me, that key level will be the yearly open. And this is saying below the low, starting at like 13.8 something. Interesting fractal. If we start closing there around like 1380, I think that's when you start opening your piggy bank and you start buying spots.
You know what I still think is intact? I don't know if you can see my screen. So for Ethereum, I still think this massive inverse head and shoulders on the weekly is still intact, even despite this low, it's still intact, and it measures towards 7K. So I don't want to give too much opium for the Ethereum holders, but I think this is a possibility which might still play out. I don't know.
I think all hope has left Ethereum holders, including me.
Are there even Ethereum holders?
It's such a cursed asset, and I do think it's undervalued compared to Bitcoin, but damn. What a miscalculation that was. I'm glad that I pulled the emergency stop. I don't remember where, doesn't matter. If I look at the chart, it'll probably be a very bad location. I'm glad I did, because it went down more after that, and holy shit, that is painful.
You can go further. I just wanted to
go next. Yeah, I'm just reminiscing in the pain, I think. So yeah, ETH wouldn't be longing into the monthly open. I'd wait for a setup. For now, again, this feels like it's gonna roll over, and then you have your test here, and then target one, buy here with a stop below here, I guess, if you want to be bullish, something like this. Or like Rectproof below here, just accumulate here. But again, I think if we do roll over and we go deeper on Bitcoin and all alts, it's going to be a very long summer, and we're not going to start rallying into like the end of Q3, like into September, October, right? But go get a summer job next to your normal job. Start buying alts in the summer. DCA in, don't go all in unless it like giga nukes and your RSI on the 1 day is below 10 or something, then you can maybe full blast and accumulate. That's not what I'm going to do this summer. I'll be in Europe for a month vacationing, spending money instead of making money. But it all depends where we end up, I think. I do think if ETH goes below 1380, I will be sending money from my bank to buy crypto. And that's been, I think I've done that once when we were at the very peak of bottom of Bitcoin. Right, more charts. Let's go on one that's been doing super well. Sui. Holy shit, what a candle. It's also a coin that I've been buying in 2024. I don't remember my exact entry. I didn't buy a lot. I knew I was under allocated. I think I bought here, I think. So a bag I didn't sell because that's kind of the next Solana is being coined to next Solana. So let's hold it for a couple of years and see what happens. But
yeah, I wanted even to say, volume. Just fundamentally speaking, I think Sui is one of the best coins you can buy at the moment. It's the new Solana, the next Solana, and I think this will be this cycle Solana. So I think it's a good hold, long-term hold, even not looking at the technicals.
Yeah, technicals, this bounced so hard. I think one of the reasons it bounced so hard was an amount of over 120%. Jesus Christ. This is altcoin season material, right? 120% on an altcoin, that you could definitely coin that altcoin season.
It was the BlackRock ETF filing, and when BlackRock files the ETF, you know it's going to get accepted, so...
Before that, it was something with the Pokemon company, I think.
Oh,
they were working a lab with that. Again, wouldn't advise to like buy up here. Sure, can it go higher? Absolutely. But after 120% with Bitcoin being uncertain and into resistance, I would wait. But I think the person in chat said he bought below $1. Oh my God, just ignore the back. Do some farming, like use 50% to farm some points on staking where you get 2-3%. Keep 50% liquids just in case you do want to sell and your staking is locked.
Yeah, I think Aaron posted a farm of for Sui on the Discord, right? Yeah.
And our owners are designated Solana. I wouldn't call him a fanboy, but a person who's more into the Solana ecosystem than the other ecosystems. The fact that he is posting another network, Sui, and farms on there just tells you where momentum is shifting in the market, right? So yeah, amazing holds. If you bought this at the peak of bottom, congrats. Probably the best performing coin out of all of them, I think, since the bottom.
Probably.
And if we zoom out a lot, this chart just screams up only, right? This is it. I think I've drawn the models of like altcoins, what I want to see. You don't want to buy altcoins that do this. You want to do altcoins that do this. That's this, right? So looks amazing. Wouldn't buy here, but definitely a coin you want to be allocated to. Solana. That one also had a very deep correction. Let's zoom in a little bit. All my lines are still here. I tried to short this. I failed. It is below the target that I shorted at. That's unfortunate. I think RSI is also showing up here. It bottomed into $100. If we go deeper, I think this here would be a absolutely beautiful 3-tap, buying around 112. Start allocating from 115 because it is probably not the wicks you want to do. It's more like this. Allocate here, stop below the low. Targets at least here, and then into here, and you have your very nice sized 2R, I think. Yeah, this is something where I'm going to set an alarm out. Add alarm, continue, and then here as well. That's the first setup I see when I look at this. The question is this like this here, that it broke this high, which means it's a higher high? is this a trend reversal or is just a deviation or a fake out, right? That's the main question, I think. I'd wait for a reaction around the monthly open. Maybe it does a nasty wick into here. So maybe you can bid here already, like with 20%. But it looks good to me. It kind of looks like it's probably going to dip below back here, putter around and see what other altcoins are doing. It has less strength against Bitcoin, I believe. Sol BTC. Kind of been in a downtrend for a while, but it looked like it bottomed out, right? A deviation, probably revisits it one more time and then makes a decision. Doesn't look like the worst. I'd be buying for a trade position in 120, 115. And if it goes below 100, same with Ethereum, I would be buying spots. And upside of this, let's say, because I'm only saying, I'm going to long when it draws back 50%, like I missed the train. I missed it on alts. I definitely missed the train. Yearly open would be a next one if it continues from here. If I think it flips this. And then you have your double high here. So definitely this 180-ish, I think, first target into yearly open, 195, 90. And then you pushes like beta to Ethereum. Had a very nasty sell-off. I think we need even to zoom out. This here was clearly support, which it lost, and we're retesting it from below. Honestly, to me, this is a bearish retest, and you aim for the lows-ish, I guess. Not a chart I would be like, this screams buy immediately, because to me, this is a bearish retest. And if Bitcoin rolls over, if the rest follows, this just goes down. Also, we have a very flat open. Over here, if you zoom in. And this here, let's see how much it is. 0.13%, pretty flat if you zoom out. That is a liquidity draw, right? So if this does roll over, this is actually a fucking beautiful short, not gonna lie. This is like 50% as well, probably. Oh, got an alarm going off. Be gone. Just missed it by a couple of cents, I think, but this beautiful, beautiful entry here. Honestly, if Bitcoin does like one more step at 96 and then rejects, I'm probably going to add this to shorts. Here, alarm. Add alarm. And then something. I need to add a message to what it is, because otherwise I'll be like, hey, there's an alarm there. Why did I put an alarm? No idea. Let's ignore it. There, short-term bearish retest. Had a good bounce, but honestly, the chart looks absolutely bad. I would need this level to be flipped to target yearly open. And most likely, but I think if like Bitcoin goes to 102 and starts sweeping those highs, Bitcoin's going to suck all liquidity and you're not going to see a straight line to yearly open. On stuff like SUI, I'd be more inclined if Bitcoin goes low like 102 and breaks that and flips it, that SUI would keep going up. But this, nah, I don't see it. So good chart, sure, for a bearish retest short back to a weekly open. And that is a pretty nice short. It's like from here, it's 18%. It's not bad for a short, but don't see it for a bullish chart. Fartcoin, also another really good outperformer this week. In general, a very good outperformer from the bottom, like 200% at least, say 500%, absolutely amazing. But getting into this deviation play, right? we didn't have it here. So this is a very good example, I think. Here you have your high. The volume is higher going into it, and you can see it in your relative strength index as well. There's no deviation. So this leg here is actual strength compared to others where you have your deviation on the RSI, right? You don't have that here. So the only problem I have with Fartcoin, it's an absolute meme coin a la Doge. Hot air rises, blah, blah, blah. At one point, people are going to exit and you're going to be left back holding Fartcoin that has zero utility, zero value. Absolutely, you're holding a fart, basically, right? So I'm against trading this or holding this long term.
I mean, meme coins can have value just based on their community and whatnot. For example, I think Shiba and Dogecoin will continue to live on forever because their community will live on forever. It's an established brand. It's an established meme coins. But like these altcoin of the week, these meme coin of the week coins like Fartcoin and so on, like you said, they won't survive, and you will be the one that is holding the bag.
Mm-hmm. Is this something you shorts from yearly open, which collides with Monday high? Like, is this a deviation and you just slam shorts? This is a low leverage, by the way, because it's 30%. So anything above 3x or even 3x will liquidate you if this goes wrong. But it's not a juicy drop at this. You could be more safe in your shorts and do something like this, where it swaps to low, it retests it, and then rolls over, and you short it on the rolling over. Something I tried to do on Bitcoin, but it failed, and I think the insane strength on Bitcoin kind of fucked with that, because, like I said, at the start of the stream, the technical analysis of like sweeping liquidity and stuff, it's not really happening because of the insane buy pressure. But yeah, if depends on your risk appetite. I think entering along on Fartcoin now would be, where do you go? Here. It's still a lot of percent. This is another 160% to go to all-time high. But is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? It really depends on how full altcoin season we go, right?
If retail is coming back.
Sorry, say again?
And if retail is coming back or not, because if retail is not there, no one is going to buy your Fartcoin.
Correct. You need to front run retail, and when you're in the office and you hear your HR person talking with another person of, hey, I made $50 today on Fartcoin and on XYZ coin, I think Housecoin is another one that's like popping off. Then it's when you log in at that exact moment, you just stop what you're doing, you put down your plate, you're eating your soup, whatever, you go to your office, you log in to your Binance account, you go to Fartcoin and you press sell, and you'll see it go up 10%, you'll be mad. And then in a month, it'll be down 50%. You're like, that HR person is a counter indicator. And then in 4 months, it's going to be down 90%. And she'll be like, oh my God, I lost all my money put in Fartcoin. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I maybe should have told you that I sold when you were talking about it. But it depends on how close you are with the HR person, I guess. Anyhow, not my risk appetite.
Did you do the coin that Aaron requested, W?
It's over here. Wow, can it go any lower? I think it was an airdrop.
It was an airdrop.
W was it, right?
Yeah, W Wormhole.
Wormhole. Yeah. Well, I think this is a perfect example of it can go down 99%, 96%, and then it can go down another 99%, and it still wouldn't be at zero. I don't think. I think this is a product of everything needs a coin, and it has no value. But let's zoom in. Very strong, honestly, on the 4 hours. Like it had this double lower, it sweeps, and it never came back to retest, so I went straight to this monthly open. Then it wicked the Monday low it put in here, I think. Like this is the Monday low. It swept that, and then it went straight for the Monday high. Pretty clean. But little liquidity, right? That's why you see all these ugly wicks up and down. That's because there's so low liquidity. If anyone with a little size slams buy or sell, or an algorithm decides to buy 500,000, you get like a 10% wick because there's no liquidity to play into. Honestly, if I see this, my first reaction is you short any close retest of the Monday high, and you short that back to the monthly open, weekly open, Monday high, and if you're ballsy all the way back here. We already had like a little flip. I think you missed the entry here for like it's wicked the Monday high, it bounced, it lost it, tested, lost it, tested, lost it, and then this could have been your trigger for the short. And where do you aim? TP at daily, TP at monthly, TP at weekly, P at Monday low. And it all correlates with like there's liquidity below this, there's liquidity below this. And this is the start of your impulse. So I'm not gonna take the retest again of Monday high because it should just roll down, honestly. If this retests again, it's more likely to go higher than it is to roll over again. You already had your retest here. But fundamentally, why does Wormhole need a coin?
Exactly.
If it's going to be like, oh, you can bridge cheaper between two chains if you use Wormhole and hold Wormhole coin. They'd be like, sweet, I'll go somewhere else where I don't need to hold a coin to get cheaper fees. And I mean, the bridge fees are so low to begin with. That's if it is expensive and you need a coin to bring the price down, a competitor will make it cheaper, I think. So I don't think this has value. Doesn't mean you cannot trade it on a lower time frame because this is clean as fuck to trade, right? The only problem you have here is the low liquidity. And then you get stuff like this where you get the giga spikes. And if you use a tight stop, for example, let's say you have your stop on the above the monthly open, and you entered the monthly open and you have like, 5% stop, because 5% is a lot, depending on what your risk appetite is, right? And this just gets wicked. It blows through your stop, and within, 10 minutes, it's already at your entry. And the only reason it did that, 2 hours, sorry. 2 hours later, so back at your entry. And the only reason it did this is because it has low liquidity. If this had proper liquidity and market makers playing this coin, it would never spike that high. So yeah, all depends on your risk appetite, I guess. Lower time frame, pretty clean to trade. Higher time frame, absolutely worthless, not touching it. What else do we have? XRP. Okay, very interesting one. The bank coin. This is the coin that retail bought and went all in on, believing it's the future of finance. If we roll over, this is one I am going to short. No,
there was an inverse head and shoulder. Just a normal head and shoulders. It's just one big head and shoulders. And they're super lucky that they didn't break down because Bitcoin is holding it up at the moment.
Yeah, for me, these wicks, these people, this is spot. I think this is spot Binance. That's why there's so many wicks. Maybe we need to go XRP, USDTP. Still a lot of wicks, but same deal, I think. Let's be honest, right? Your low support is here. I'm just gonna do this. Let's say this was the high. I'm shorting this bad boy all the way sub $1. And even then, let's say even if you short it to $1, there's so much air below $1 all the way to 50 cents, where it had like zero resistance, zero pullbacks, that you can easily go to like 75, like these two tops here. And let's say this was a top and it's rounding off. Probably just something like this. And then really depends on your risk appetites, where you enter, right? Do you enter here? Gonna stop there. Do you just enter on the break of the neckline with your stop here? Really depends on what you prefer, how you trade, how active you can be, because this is a stop limit you can set with a TP and a stop loss, and you can walk away for half a year and see what it did. Or if you're more active, you can wait when it breaks down, have an alarm here saying, okay, now I need to pay attention. You start zooming in, start looking at like volume, like liquidity, because it could just be like that it sweeps this liquidity and goes back up, all possible. That's why this is a little riskier. But yeah, if Bitcoin rolls over and let's say Bitcoin goes to 65,000, this bad boy is going sub $1, no questions asked, I think.
The only reason why it's holding up, I think, is because of the Trump administration being pro-crypto, that the war on crypto is over, and that it's a little bit crime season, and that's where XRP outperforms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a giga short that I'm gonna take. Watch me lose half my trading account on this. Yeah, any other interesting alts? Litecoin, never been a fan of Litecoin. I think this, I need to go to a chart with more data. Yeah, I think this chart is the perfect example of the first drawing I made. Yep, and on this, it's not what you buy. Chip, it's not what you buy. It's never gonna go do this ever. The fact that it traded at $400 is insane. And if you know a little bit of Litecoin lore, you know the founder, Charlie Lee, I think his name is, publicly sold every single Litecoin he had at like $400. And look, we retested it once and it said nope. And that I was just down 90% from that. So yeah, I don't think this ever goes above $400 unless the dollar is worthless and it's a Bitcoin standard.
If it's okay for you, I want to close down because I have to go.
It's been over an hour. It's been a long time that we've done a stream over an hour.
But it's good, and these altcoin streams, we do them over an hour because there's a lot of altcoins to discuss. So
too many.
Let's see what the response is on the stream. If you guys want to do another altcoin stream, we can do it next week. Go into our Discord or into the YouTube comments, post some altcoins you would like us to discuss, and we will gladly do that. Let me just go over to my screen and let's do our predictions. So I didn't at the score from last time yet. So, but I won. So this was a Saturday. So.
Look at that, you're perfect.
I was perfect.
Oh wait. Which Saturday was that? Hold on.
It was it was the one. So we were here.
Okay. Yeah.
This was the stream, and this is the stream after. And the thing is, your guess was super good because we almost went to your level. A couple of days later, we went up.
Yeah, that's what I said that stream as well, right? It's really hard to say, oh, is the price going to be next Saturday? Because it is a trend. And for me, the trend was down. And I was correct. We went down, but it bottomed and it giga reversed. If, let's say we did this on a Wednesday and the bottom was at a Wednesday, then I would have been right. So it's hard to say, oh, where is the price going to be? For me, it's the direction. And I think I was initially closer to your price, and then I said, fuck it, I'm going to go way lower because I think the trend is down. Yep. And yeah, the trend is your friend.
I'm curious what you think for next week, because you were a little bit more bearish.
85. Yeah. Let's put it on where the Tenkin and the Kijun is crossing. Yeah,
86.
86.
That's not bad. I'm thinking a little bit lower as well, although everything I just said before was bullish, so the reasons we went up were bullish, but just look at these candles, we went up already by quite a lot, so I think maybe we cool off a little bit, but not by
also
much.
Through the clouds, it's the first time I've opened
it's crazy.
Itchy clouds.
The only thing is The cloud is still bearish. We're still under the cloud. We don't see a bullish TK cross yet. So
it's flat. It's absolutely flat. It's interesting.
We're not
very funny if it reverses here and it never does that TK cross. Ideally, for Ichi clouds, you want a green cloud and a cross above the cloud. Now we have a red cloud, and the cross is going to happen under the cloud, so it's not super bullish.
Yeah, correct. So that's I'm going to put it here, 92K.
Okay.
All right,
so we're saying top and bottom of the cloud currently.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So a couple of comments. So Nick X Crypto says, yes, thanks. Another alt stream. I arrived late. So yeah, maybe we can make that happen next week. Also, Nick, make sure you join our Discord. It's quite helpful as well. I think you're already in it, but yeah, just be active with us. And then Rage Jedi is saying, hoping 86 so we can flip the support resistance for HL higher low.
Yes.
Well,
all right.
You guys, it's always amazes me when I open your channel on Discord, your channel. I always see you and Chris being bear posting. Yes, it's going down. It's going down. Yeah, I shorted. Always you two. Okay, guys.
For me, this is like more of a personal diary, and I use this as a trading journal. I dump info, and if I get feedback on the info, sure. If everybody aligns this, the better.
All right. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet watched my latest video on when alt season, so I probably put it here on the screen as well, so you can just click on that. And sure, cool. Thank you very much for joining. It's always much nicer when we stream with the two of us. And we see you all next week. Bye, guys, and thanks for watching.
Bye.